Bad Boys Texas, Bad Boys Houston, whatever they call it, on Zeus. I'm triggered. I'm triggered, y'all. I'm triggered. I don't like that gaslighting. I don't like that bullying stuff. I don't. I just. We got to talk about that thing. Okay, so the episode began where we left off last week. Anthony came back to the house and him and Dee got into it. They started to fight, child. Anthony was very apologetic to Jonathan, which made me mad. Because I when I tell you I would have nothing for Jonathan, baby, it's one thing for you to have a problem with me and all that, and like I get some of the backstory. My one of my best friends, he was telling me about the backstory. Shouts out to Terrell. Hey T, Terrell, I can't believe he cut his hair. He had dreads for a long time. He done cut his hair. But shouts out to Terrell. But yeah, he was telling me some of the backstory that apparently, Anthony was sneak this and talking a lot of stuff about Jonathan and blah blah blah. And there is something to be said about if you can't fight, then don't be talking crap, right? I get that. But it's just like on reality shows, everybody talks crap. It's kind of your job. That's like for everybody be doing their stuff. And I just feel like if it's a person that you know that you can beat without a doubt, there's no way this person can beat you. You know that you can beat this person without a doubt. Why fight them? Why, unless they hit you first? If they hit you first, then handle your business. But why? And then Jonathan to sneak somebody. What? This is the season. Jonathan out of everybody don't need to sneak nobody to win a fight. But this is the season of sneaking, and they think they're so bad on this cast. I don't know. I don't know. I can count on one finger how many of them I like this season. No, maybe three. Maybe three of them I like, probably. I like Darrell. I think because he's the comic relief. Ara. I like him. He's an individual. He don't follow in crowds. They're all grouped up low key because they all scared of Jonathan. So, they'll try one another, but they won't nobody try Jonathan. So everybody want to stay in Jonathan's good graces. So Darrell, Ara, and Orlando. He's cool. He's minding his own business. Orlando can't fight, I don't think, cause ain't he on house arrest or something? I don't know. But he's just minding his business. Orlando, he's just there, honestly. One person why I'm trying to figure out why they're there is Kerrion. Why is he there? They should have made a decision. Like, some of y'all didn't have to come back from last season. Like, I understand why Jonathan came back. Fully. I understand why he came back. Plus, he's an executive producer on this show, so good for him. So is Raz-B. So I understand why Jonathan came back because of how he came in. I kind of understand why Darrell's back. They need a Darrell kind of personality on the show. Who else came back? Anthony came back. Because I guess Houston or whatever, Texas is his state. There's a lot of them state apparently. Who else is there from last season? Darrell, Jonathan, Anthony. Is anybody else from last season that's there? I feel like I'm missing somebody, but anyway, it'll come. But yeah, but the one or two of y'all could have, stayed at the house. Anyway, So getting back to it, they're fighting and they get into it, and then Anthony he ends up walking off. Anthony he got a bandage on his eye, child, and his hand is like messed up, and stuff. And it was just like it was really sad to sit there and see that. And we found out later on that there's deeper issues between Anthony and Chef D, as to why, you know, they was going back and forth and stuff. But still, if I ever cared about you, I'm even if we're no longer friends, I'm still not gonna participate in jumping you. Like I just feel like if you ever cared about me, it's just certain stuff that you just wouldn't do. Well, at least I wouldn't do. Like if we have our own issues and if we get into a little scrabble, then fine. But if somebody's already over there fighting you for whatever reason that don't nobody know about, I'm not gonna participate. That's just I couldn't do that. No matter how mad I am, no matter how much I don't like you, I just feel like that's just so mean. That's so ugly. And then Lou jumped in it. What issues do Anthony have with Lou? I don't like that little creature. I do not. I do find him funny sometimes. He says funny stuff. But he's just one of them people that's just loud, gotta be seen. He's another one of Jonathan's minions. I just, I don't know. And if you see, I'm ranting, y'all. If you see, it seems like Lou and Chef D have a relationship. Like they have like a little alliance going on, it seems. Because this is the second time they done kind of fought together. Or they both have an issue with Anthony. Like this is the second time because tonight on this episode, Ara and Lou got into it. And once again, when Ara and Lou got into their little fisticuffs, here comes Chef D hitting on Ara. And Chef D is a tree compared to Ara. And I just can't. And he apologized in the confessions. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I just kind of blacked out when I saw that. No, you meant to. This is the second time you done did it. Do we need 3 times of you sneaking people? This is who you are, Chef D. And Lou was fighting your battle for you. Because Ara, he spoke up after Anthony walked off. After Chef D and Anthony had that fight, Ara walked off. Now, Anthony walked off into another room. And Ara started to speak up to Chef D. It was just like, well, you still wrong for what you're doing. And, Chef D was upset. He was irritated. They got into it. And then Lou jumped in it. And then Lou and Ara got into it. And so he was taking up for him. And I'm just like, and then he gonna hit him. And I was just like, what is going on? What is going on? At one point after Lou and Ara stopped fighting, after their 4th or 5th round of fighting, Raz-B started to yell at Ara and stuff. And the other people around was just like kind of laughing or whatever, which I didn't like. And where do they get this whole thing of Ara got beat up? I watched this episode at least 4 times in its entirety. Not one time did I see Ara get beat up. Now, did Lou get some licks in on Ara? Yes. But did Ara get some licks in on Lou? Absolutely. If anything, it was a tie. It was just a back and forth battle. Constant. And if anything, Ara got more licks in than Lou. I'm just sitting here looking. I'm just like, it's amazing to me with people in general. People will make up anything if they don't like you. People will come up with anything. They won't give you your credit. They will. If somebody don't like you, they will come up with anything. And this show, this season is very cliquish already. It's all for one and one for Jonathan. pretty much. And then the straight guys, they're together, in a little clique and stuff. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. So after all that, child, we hear a knock on the door. Some queens was knocking on the door, child. It was Anthony's friends. Anthony was off in a little room with one of the producers, I guess, or whoever she was. And Anthony wanted to leave because that's his friends. His friends was upset, banging on the door. Raz-B, everybody getting up, ready to fight. Now they coming to our house, they disrespecting me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, oh, I feel so unsafe, and that's disrespectful, and nah, how you gonna send them live location and all that, Chef D? How you gonna send them my location and blah, blah, blah? I'm so sorry. Anthony got jumped. If I was to get jumped, I'm calling my people too. You got to be kidding me. So I just supposed to be okay with getting jumped. If I'm Anthony, I'm supposed to be okay with getting jumped by 3 people. I'm supposed to, I came back to the house. I'm supposed to grovel and accept me getting beat up by y'all. Walk around this entire rest of the tour on eggshells. It's very clear that if Anthony was to stay in that house, Jonathan would probably fight him again, just cause. And furthermore, who could he trust being in that house? Darrell is his friend, but he can only stick up for him for so much. And the rest of them is just like, up in arms, and he don't know or hasn't bonded with anybody else. Kerrion is asleep, which is the only other person that he knew from last season. But Kerrion be sleeping on top of the roof, humming or meditating or somewhere. And it's crazy. So everybody go outside. The first thing we see is Mo City swing on one of them. Snuck once again. This is the season of sneaks. Mo City walked up and punched one of the guys, one of Anthony's friends, in the mouth or in the face, wherever. Like he did so. No disrespect to Anthony's friends. Y'all did what y'all supposed to do. Y'all was there for y'all sister. But do that to a thug, Mo City. But I can't. And I feel like Mo City is really trying hard to be straight. But that scene with him and Jonathan kind of made me wonder. Now look, I'm not saying every man is how you doing. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying straight men can't be comfortable around gay men and all that. I want them to be. We're people at the end of the day. As long as nobody gets disrespectful out of hand, then everybody should have friends of all different kinds, right? But I just noticed like something between Mo City and Jonathan. Not like something going on between them, but he just got real loose and comfortable around. Like everything was yes, BITC, bitches, yes, bitch, And I'm just like, I feel like if the cameras weren't rolling, we'll see Mo City, do the duck walk. I really do. I feel like that. Now, it's been rumors going around allegedly that Mo City, the girls, allegedly. But I'm just saying. And it's very possible that maybe he messed around with the girls back in the day or tried it once and didn't like it and liked women, and that's fine. This is however he identifies, how he identifies. I'm not trying to drag the man out, even though it may seem like that. I'm just saying. I just know fake foolishness behavior when I see it. Phoniness when I see it. And the main thing that made me kind of annoyed with Mo City, as to why I'm dragging him a little bit, is because of what he did. He really thought he did. I had to hit one of them for your foe. Yeah, man, And Lou. Y'all, this is a ranting video. I am triggered. Lou. because I've been bullied before, y'all, and if I sit and talk about it more, I'll cry. It still kind of affects me because I just couldn't imagine, even though I was bullied, I just couldn't imagine treating somebody like that. And it's so detrimental. And I even have ran into one of my bullies, many times. We all stay in the same town and stuff. And he acts as if nothing has happened, and he even comes up to me and shakes my hand, and I've let it go. It's not like I'm holding on to it, like I think about it every day. But when I see certain stuff like this, it just reminds me of it, and not really having somebody on your side to speak up for you, to just say that it's wrong. Sometimes that's all you need, is just one other person to be a witness to your pain. And the fact that how Anthony was done, like I said, I'm not even an Anthony fan, but it's just right is right and wrong is wrong. And I could just see in that child's face, and he was so hurt. He was so embarrassed. Wow. And him being stuck in that little room the whole time. They did it for his safety, I understand. But for him being stuck up in that room that whole time, while his friends could possibly be out there getting beat up on his behalf, that would tear me up. That would tear me up. Ooh. I could never be on this kind of show. Baby. Ever. Because I'm not fighting you clowns every day. I'm just not. I got about 2 good minutes in me, and then I'm done. I start cramping up, locking up. I can't roll around with you girls in the mud. I cannot. Mm-mm. But anyway, what was I talking about? So yeah, so Mo City, Chico the bar, she got on my nerves. And another thing, Raz-B. I don't like that shade of blonde on him. He already real light, and then he has that. He needs like a toner in his hair or something. But yeah, he just left it. What was I gonna say? Raz-B. I feel disrespected. They showed up to my home. This is not any of you people's home, and all these security guards there, all the production, the entire camera crew, the cast, and you still felt unsafe. Raz-B. I'm just, you can tell with the boy knocking on the door that it was a queen. And I'm just like, what is y'all stop. I would have went like Ara went upstairs to go to bed. That's what I would have did. I would have got me something to eat. Because ain't nobody ate yet. Do they feed them in the house? Don't nobody go out to dinner or nothing. They just keep them in the house and just let them fight. And they go to strip clubs. That's all they do. So, and speaking of that, y'all, I'm ranting. Stay with me. That's all they do is go to strip clubs. That's all they mainly did last season. Or had the strip club come to them or whatever. Listen, I love me some women. Love women. I do. I worship women. I honor women. I respect women. But where the men at? Like, let's prove that this is a real brotherhood, that you really do rock with me as your brother, regardless of my sexual orientation. That you still rock with me as your brother. Come to the gay club with me. Let's see, because I have to deal and be in straight environments all day long, whether I'm comfortable or not. Let's go to the gay club. Because that's where I want to go. I want to hear Beyonce. I want to hear something I can dance to. I'm tired of all this hardcore rap. I want to hear SWV. I want to hear a sing-along moment. I want them to play Lauryn Hill. Like, I want to wobble. I want to do the Cupid shuffle. Can we go to the club? And we'll see what they say. And then, of course, you'll have the other LGBT people in the house. Why you want to go to her, Jonathan? Why you want to go to her? No, ain't nobody with that gay shit. Ain't nobody with. Aren't you? Them be the ones. I'm triggered. I am triggered. Let me see. Darrell ended up sneaking John Anthony out the side door, the back door, whatever. He was crying, but he had on big shades, so we don't know if she was acting or not. But he was crying, and I was like, okay, Darrell, I'll take it this time. Okay, what else happened, y'all? Anthony called a meeting between Raz-B and Ara. Ara was ready for that smoke. Ara did not have nothing to say to Raz-B, but Raz-B apologized. Ara accepted it, but he did not apologize back. I don't blame him. I'm not saying that I would act like Ara or do things exactly how he do them, but what I am saying is I can, as of right now, I can relate to Ara the most on this cast, being brand new, not knowing who to trust, having your guard up, watching probably last season, knowing who some of these guys are, seeing the cliques, the dynamics. I mean, my God, Anthony and Jonathan was friends, and look how bad they treated him. Chef D and Anthony was friends, and look how bad they treated him once again. So, I mean, what a brand new, spanking new cast member. It's just like, what? And then Lou, Big Lou, he was just like, nah, what happened in this house? We all grown men. We can settle our issues. What happened in this house stays in this house. And if we go outside this door and somebody mess with us, it's we just a brotherhood and blah, blah, blah. My brothers have never and would never treat me the way that y'all treat each other in this house. Ever in life. This is not no brotherhood. I don't know you people. No. Absolutely never. Absolutely never. If I was to be on this show, I would either be a complete individual to myself, antisocial. I would be in the crowd, but fading into the background, chilling, just trying to get through the experience. I would either be like that, or I would be like my bubbly, fun-loving, everybody like Chase self, in which either one of those could be an issue, because somebody's going to get jealous that I am, the one, the star, and then somebody else could feel some kind of way while I'm always quiet, or you over there plotting, what you thinking, either or. I would either be one of them people, and yeah, it wouldn't go well for me. Being in that kind of environment, you're anxious, you're always on the edge, you can't really get that comfortable. You have a drunken night where you spill your heart out to somebody, the next day they tell the whole house, and what if you're talking about somebody and how you didn't like something they did, now they're ready to fight you, and you just woke up, and I ain't finna be bothered. So what else happened? Anthony called Darrell and told him that he was not returning to the house. Darrell's tears had dried up by then. And he ended up telling all the guys on the bus. None of them cared. Really. We get to the strip club. It was fun. It looked fun. The strip club. Anything else happened in this episode? I think I done talked about everybody. But yes, that Chef D, it looks like he gonna be fighting Raz-B or Ara or something next season. They're gonna be on the bus and he's gonna be fighting somebody. Get that big thing. I'm sick of Chef D. Sick. He is just he too big to be going on how he is. He really is. Child, this show is making a monster out of Jonathan, and not in a good way. Not in a good way. He is so unlikable this season. At least to me. He really is. But hey, child. It is what it is. We're going to be back in here next week, child, for some mess. With that said, I'm MrChalaki. MrChalaki on Google Plus. Follow me. at It's Kingsworld on Instagram and Twitter, at It's Kingsworld89 on Snapchat, Chase King on Facebook, MrChalaki on Cash App and PayPal, and as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later.